Hey everybody, what's up? I got an OU match for you today against Vexacus4666, I believe is his name. Link in the description. Go check him out and all that good stuff. But it's an OU match with that one sand team I've been using a couple times. I think I uploaded like 2 matches with it. But I'm going to lead off with Ape. He's going to lead off with Scarm. I'm expecting Spike, so I just go for the Fire Punch. Turns out he's going to stay in Brave Bird, which I was like, okay, that's interesting. But Bird, that happens, didn't do what I thought he would, which is unfortunate. But what are you gonna do about it? But down goes Ape. Unfortunate because it's one of my two Scarfers, because I carry two Scarfers in like every team now. But I am gonna be able to come in with my Gengar Revenge Kill, because Scarfed Gengar, and then in comes Scizor. I'm kind of expecting a Pursuit, so I stay in T-Bolt, expecting the Pursuit. I just want damage on it, but it turns out he's gonna U-turn out, which is really good actually for me because it leaves my Gengar alive, and I'm able to switch out when the Landers comes in. Decide to go out into Ferrothorn because I can take every move in its moveset, and if in case you couldn't tell, I had Intimidate because it's the new Landers from Black and White 2, but I have the Black and White 1, so it doesn't show up. Um, but in comes T-Tar. I decided to Leech Seed, predicting the switch because I'm figuring he's probably going to be choiced, but I don't know yet, and I just figured it would be a good idea just to get a Leech Seed off. Turns out I get it on the T-Tar, and I'm able to Leech Seed protect the following turn, scouting mostly for the Fire Blast, otherwise just, trying to get residual damage on the T-Tar. This turn, he does unfortunately miss a Fire Blast, which again is unfortunate, but for me, it's good because I'm able to hit him with a Gyro Ball, take him down pretty low, and I'm able to get Leech Seed off. In the long run, it wouldn't have really. It might have mattered a little bit if the Fire Blast would miss. It wouldn't have killed me because I have the boosted special defense from the Sand, and also I'm a specially defensive Ferrothorn. But I decided to double switch out as he switches out into my Gyarados as he goes into Scizor. I decided to Dragon Dance because he can't really threaten me with any move he has. It turns out he's just going to U-turn out, does a lot, and his Landers comes in, able to outspeed me, which tells me it's Scarf because I'm at +1 and I'm a Timid Gyarados. Or a Jolly Gyarados. Timid would be fucking stupid, but I know he's choice, so I'm able to go on to Ferrothorn, get a Leech Seed up as he switches out, because Rock Slide will do like 20 damage to me or something. So, Leech Seed's up, Ferrothorn's sitting pretty at full HP. I'm going to be able to go to Protect, Scout out for the I kind of thought he'd go for Fire Blast, but he does predict the Protect very nicely. Goes for the Stealth Rock, which is going to be kind of annoying, and it's going to matter a little bit later on in the game. But I'm hoping, I'm able to. Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say there, but I am going to be able to go for the Gyro Ball and kill him off as he does his Fire Blast. And like I said, especially defensive Ferrothorn in the Sand, I'm going to be able to live one unstab Fire Blast from a T-Tar. But turns out I was going to go into Gliscor this turn, go for the Taunt as I go for Spikes, which is unfortunate, because I wanted to get my layers of Spikes up, and but I do want to try and get some damage off, see what kind of Gliscor it is. Turns out that Gyro Ball doesn't do anything, which tells me it's probably a physically defensive Gliscor. And I'm just staying in here, going for. I don't know why am I going for Gyro Balls. He's just setting up on E with Swords Dance, which I guess I realize now I should. I don't know. I just decide now would be the good time to go out because he's probably going to hit me with Earthquake because if he goes for Ice Fang, he's going to take Iron Barbs. So Earthquake kind of obvious. Or I thought he would set up a Swords Dance, but I'm going to be able to outspeed. I'm a Special Landers, which means his Hidden Power Ice is going to be able to one-shot this Gliscor, which means that Gliscor isn't really threatening me anymore at all, which is good, and I think it's only Taunter, so I can set up Spikes freely whenever. But in comes Suicune, just gonna go out into Ferrothorn just as death fodder, but I end up living the Scald with 14 HP, which is ridiculous. That means I can take another Scald. Because that one didn't do hardly anything. And I would live with 4, and I'm able to get off a Leech Seed onto the Suicune, which is fantastic, because that means residual damage on the Suicune, that means more HP for me. It is turning out to be great, and because of the Leech Seed recovery, I am able to get up to a range where I know that a Scald won't kill me, barring a burn. But I am predicting to switch out this turn because he doesn't want me to be leech seed stalling him to death. So gonna go for another leech seed. Turns out he goes into Scizor. I'm able to get leech seed on that. I'm able to go for the protect this turn to scout out what move he's gonna go for. It turns out it is a superpower, and I still do have my ghost type left, which means that after these after turn effects, I'm gonna be able to switch out, go into Gengar, absorb the hit, and I can just do whatever I want from here. I decided since he does have that lander still running around, and that this Scizor has at a low amount of HP, Shadow Ball is probably going to be the best move for me to go for. Which I do go for it. Hit the landers coming in, kind of figured it would. It does well over half, which means I'm going to be able to take it out with the second one. I do outspeed because I am scarfed, as I said earlier. And, that thing's dead. I'm able to go for Thunderbolts as much as I need to throughout this match. In comes the Suicune again. I want to save this this thing for later if I possibly can. So I'm going to go ahead. Go into Hippo as he sets up Calm Mind, which kind of worries me, but I do have Roar on this Hippo, and I know that I will be able to take one Scald from the Suicune at full HP. I won't take it very well, but I will be able to take it, which means he's going to go for the Scald, going to do a shit ton of damage. Fortunately, it doesn't get the burn, just because burn's kind of annoying. But I am going to be able to go for the Roar, get him out of there. Ends up going into Scizor and going to be able to take me out with the Choice Banded U-turn. Or at least I would assume it's a Choice Banded U-turn. And down goes Hippo, which is unfortunate. But, I have things that can kind of counteract it. So, yeah. So, in comes the Suicune once again. I'm going to decide to go out into Ferrothorn because I know I can wall the fuck out of this thing. He's going to be setting Calm Minds. He knows that my one thing that probably has Roar or Whirlwind is gone. So he's free to set up Calm Minds as much as he pleases. I'm just going to go ahead and set up a Leech Seed on him because I think it's either like he has this and Scizor left, and I have Ferrothorn, Gengar, and Landorus left, I'm pretty sure. But I am going to be able to set up some spikes here as he goes for Calm Minds, and I have the Leech Seed up. So I'm going to be able to set up some spikes, make sure that when that Scizor comes back in, it is going to die to entry hazards. After +2, that Scald doesn't do anything. He's not getting the burn, which is really fortunate, and I'm able to get up more layers of spikes, which is more sealing the fate of the Scizor when it comes back in, because I think spikes are neutral on it. So it's pretty much the plan here is just, Leech Seed stall. He ends up going for the rest here, which I don't see as too big of a deal because I have the Leech Seed. I can go out into something else and, yeah. But I do have a plan in the back of my mind right here, which is to go out into, get a safe switch out into Gengar and trick at my Choice Scarf because I do carry Trick on that Gengar. I can trick at my Scarf, cripple it, and I do decide to do that here, go out into my Landers as a death fodder. I know he probably has Sleep Talk, and if he does get the Scald, it's whatever. If he doesn't, I can get a hit off, won't do anything though. I needed something to die so I can bring in my Gengar safely. And it turns out I do get to go into my Gengar right here, go for the trick as he stays in, probably not wanting to reset his sleep turns or just whatever. But I do trick him with Scarf, and here he's locked in Sleep Talk, which I think is hilarious. Scald's going to be able to take me out because he's like +3 or something. But the really fortunate thing is I can go into my Ferrothorn. He's locked into Sleep Talk because of the Choice Scarf because I tricked him, and then he went for a move. Which means I can protect in case he stays asleep one more turn. He can go out and this turn he has to go out into his Scizor. Fortunately, he does die to entry hazards, which I don't know why I went for random spikes. I should have gone for a Gyro Ball in case it didn't die, but I figured it would from that range of HP it was at. And here he has no choice but to lock himself into Scald. I'm just going to go ahead, go for Leech Seed, and it's basically, this is the end of the game. I'm going to be able to Leech Seed stall him. Scald isn't doing enough to take me out, even with the burn. The game probably would have ended up a lot different if he hadn't, or if he had got the burn earlier. Here he decides just to forfeit because he knows he can't win, and that's going to be a good game, Vexacus. That was a really good game. I had a lot of fun. Narrow 1-0, all that good stuff. If you liked it, you can leave a like down below, comment, check out the channel for more, and leave a subscription. You can go check out his channel, all that good stuff. If you're into Let's Plays, you can check out my gaming channel, which is youtube.com/otterlygaming, which will be in the description down below. Help support that channel, that'd be great. Otherwise, I will see you whenever with another video. Whenever I do it. So, we'll see you then.